Alright, guys. We got ShowTime in the bottom left side of the map, sending a probe immediately across Sandworm in the semi-finals here of the tournament. It's Solar in the top right side. It's so funny I'm saying of the tournament. I'm like, oh god, I think this is Wardi Mondays, right? You guys could type bracket in the chat if you're watching the live to help me remember exactly which tournament. But this is the semi-finals. ShowTime having a fantastic run today. Of course, he's just defeated Clem in the quarterfinals. Was it 2-0, I think, to get here? So yeah, Wardi Mondays 29. He's in the semi-finals now. Solar stands in front of him. And remember, Solar's had a few really good weeks recently. After there being a bit of a Zerg drought, Solar's showed up. He won one of the Monday night weeklies, I think it was a week or two ago, over Hero in the finals. That was an awesome win for him. It was close, right? It was hard fought, but he managed to win that. Solar also beat Clem in that one. And it feels like that's the thing. We're seeing a few different players taking down Clem, taking down Hero, you know, taking down MaxPax. And it's been a nice breath of fresh air, because it did feel a little stale there for a while, where we had a big off season with a break without the Esports World Cup being announced, without a World Championship. And because it was a lot of unsureness, no one knew what was going to happen with the uncertainty around the pro scene. We had a lot of pro players who were just kind of taking a big extended off season, saying, hey, wait, well, we almost never take time off as pro gamers. There's always things to play. Let's take some time off, take a bit of a rest, take a bit of a break. And then there was the handful of guys who just didn't, like MaxPax, Clem, Hero, you know, Dark, the standard crew. Even Beyond took time off, which was crazy. But now that you've got all these guys back and clearly grinding a lot more, it is creating some more interesting results in that. There's a little bit more variety. People are figuring different things out. And we've also got the wider range of maps we're playing here in this online circuit at the moment, right? We've thrown in Sandworm, Kill Switch, even Last Fantasy, a 3-player map we're playing in the Pigstarcraft Mondays. I haven't seen it get abused by Protoss yet. I really want to remove it because my instincts say the map's really broken for 4-gate Blink, but I haven't removed it from the map pool yet, specifically because we saw Beyond beat MaxPax in a macro game on it. And I was like, well, this map I thought was broken for Protoss' favor, but, you know, until I see it actually get abused a little bit, I kind of feel like I should err on the side of caution. And I think in general, we're too safe with maps in StarCraft. We're too, oh, we can't have the pain of this or that. And I think it partially stems from Wings of Liberty, where the maps were actually awfully designed, where like this would be your natural, and then the opponent's natural would start here. So the opponent would move out and they just kill you in 3 seconds and you'd have no time to react. So like you know, like we used to have such heinously bad designed maps that you'd just have tiny rushes. You'd have a giant ledge here above your natural where they could drop a siege tank and it could reach your whole mineral line. Like, you know, stuff like that was on pretty much every map back in the day. You could also have things like they could fly a prism in and force field a Zerg's ramp, you know, trap them outside of their main. There was no Ravagers back in Wings of Liberty, so you couldn't break it. Like, I think there's almost like the trauma of how bad the early Blizzard maps were led to us as a community being just a little bit too cautious with that map design. Now, ShowTime is a big fan of the double adept, guys. Most players have moved away from double adept pressure. He's one of the few players who still believes in it, but he has been, of course, mostly focusing on that probe production. Wow, that's rare. He's not building a probe right now, guys. So rare. ShowTime is such a big fan of constant worker production and economy-focused builds, so it's just kind of fascinating because I'm like, oh, I never see him miss worker production. Now, you're going to notice he has like kind of a hero-esque wall, but he'll build an extra gateway there or something at some point, maybe there as well, just to like reinforce this wall off, and it'll allow his army to sit in the middle and kind of have like choke point there, choke point here, which is really good because what he's doing, if he has the choke point on this side, it's further away, and if there's a big Zerg army out here in the open, you really want to be able to centralize your army into one little area to try and defend. Oh, Oracle sneaks in. And Solar does do a quick double spore trick. Oracle gets a worker, though. Doesn't cost anything just yet. And the second Oracle's coming in from the left side. Goes for the stasis trap. Remember, he already did the energy refill, so gets to be a bit of a nuisance early on. Oh, he's thinking about another one, but he will back away from there. Oracle comes in from the left side. Does pull away as well. And he's going to go back in, but Solar's been pretty good on the defense. 6 queens and 2 spore crawlers. No spore crawler on the natural just yet. As the Forge and Twilight go down about 4.5 minutes. 3rd and 4th gateway. ShowTime doing things about as standard as one could imagine. And it looks like he will be thinking about shading adepts forward. Stasis trap in the back of the main base. Ooh, very nice. Gets 6 drones and a queen frozen. Double Oracle on the front. Might be worth just clearing some creep because Solar's creep spread is exceptional right now. ShowTime better watch out. You could just ignore creep spread all game. It's an option, but the more like, the longer the game goes, the more annoying that can start to be. And oh, is he timing it perfectly? You're kidding me? Oh, not quite, not quite. Okay. He needed to be there just 1 second earlier, and he could have been so frustrating, but 3 more drones go down, and I think there's a bit of frustration starting to show from Solar now, going, okay, get out of here, man. Give me space, give me room, leave me alone, please. Shield battery goes up on the third base. Stalker's starting to warp in. The natural is actually the weak point, if you ask me. I feel like attacking that pylon, that's going to go down real quickly, but Solar just being cautious for now as another stasis comes in behind the natural. 4 more drones getting frozen. This is not high impact damage, guys, but it's frustrating, and it distracts the Zerg and often causes them to like misinject and make other little mistakes because they're not able to focus on their Zerglings harassing. They're not able to focus on their macro as perfectly. And the Oracles have a good idea of the fact that there's a lot of drones. You've seen 6 gases. So you know there's no big scary all-in from Solar. Like, yes, Solar could stop here on 70 drones and mass roach Ravager, but where's the 4th hatchery? There's no 4th hatchery, so it feels like Solar's setup, whilst on, you know, he's up 5 workers, that seems okay. He's still losing drones, and without a 4th hatchery, only now building it, he's kind of locking himself into what I would refer to as a very simplistic situation. And if ShowTime can get the read on this, hey, you're just chilling on 66 drones, just making Roach Hydra. You're going in infestation now, but it's by no means the fastest infestation pit. This is actually going to be a situation where I think ShowTime should be able to take a fast 4th, get control of the mid game. Different Protoss player could maybe even attack into it, but ShowTime, of course, macro is his forte. Those gas workers looking mighty exposed, but he tries to just get out with this Oracle. Stalker's moving forward. Templar Archives has come in behind it. How many gateways is this going to be, guys? I think it's going up to 8 now. Yeah. Oracles come through the middle. Double Revelation to clear the creep here. As you can see, guys, we've got these little old-school tank traps. Little skibbity forest dune edition. Captain the Stalker got bugged out for a second, but they do move forward. Stasis traps there. Leaning back. Overseer scouts the main. Stalkers and Adepts on the front. There's a few Roaches and Hydras. The Hydra upgrades aren't here. The Roach speed's about to kick in, but is that really going to matter when you're this outnumbered? The Stalker count is very scary. Solar trying to get the transfuses off. Can he defend? ShowTime's had a really clean opening so far. The Adepts and Stalkers trying to survive. The Roach Hydra coming forward. They've got to be careful of that Stasis trap. Ling still looking for the counterattack. This natural has been the weak point the entire time. Solar has not probed it even once. I am amazed that he is not trying to run in here and break that pylon down. I feel like you got to do that just to force some warp-ins. He's not denying a 4th base right now because ShowTime's taking it down the bottom, whereas Solar was expecting him to take it on the left side. He rotated over there. He's got to do something to buy time to get out these upgrades. He's got Groove Spines. That's the range upgrade on the Hydras now. That's going to help him out, and some Stalkers do start to go down. There we go. Now he forces a big Zealot warp-in. Nice move, and just runs those Lings away. Really good move there for Solar. That's going to stop the warp-ins on the front for a moment. It's going to stop the Stalker warp-ins and just buy him a moment's peace. Gold base is up, trying to take double gas right now. I'd love to see Solar trying to transfer workers to this base. He's building 10 drones right now, which is very ambitious, and Lings are going to look for the cancel on the 4th. These are no melee upgrades, so they should easily get cleaned up by the Oracle. Storm, 3/4 of the way done. Second Stargate and a Fleet Beacon are already coming down, so ShowTime wants to just rush to Tempests. Now, that's really weak if you're getting like Roach Hydra all-in or something right now, but I think from what he's seen, he knows there's a 4th. He knows there's, you know, a very defensive Roach Hydra Queen setup. He's, I think, even maybe seen the gases on this 4th base. No, he hasn't seen those, but he's seen the 4th itself. I think he's got a good read. This is going to Hive Tech, and we can see that Frenzy, like Lurker range, Overlord speed, right? All these different upgrades coming in. 5th base goes up behind it for Solar. And against that style, the Hive Tech Zerg Tempests are the answer. They can pick off Vipers, they can pick off everything from out of range, and they can take down these Lurkers little by little. Stalkers trying to come forward as well. Stalkers trying to run back. Storms are ready. You've got to be careful against this as Solar pushing up this ramp near impossible. F2's the Overseer accidentally into that army. Not the end of the world. Does matter. And I think Solar, when the Revelation wears off, he might try to rotate left and bust the natural. But you can see he's trying to do like a kind of frontal push. He's adding a Spire right now. Late game is usually not Solar's forte. Solar is a mid-game specialist. And the first 2 Tempests are building. No Mothership just yet. I don't think she's a priority, so I love that ShowTime's going Tempests first. I think far too many Zergs rush the Mothership. I mean, spending 400 on something that won't kick in for 2 minutes of build time is a little bit crazy. I much prefer this way of doing things. He's trying to damage these lurkers with Storm, and he is slowing them down. This is where he needs the big storms, though. Gets some good engagements. Notice he's just trying to buy time. These Tempests are going to arrive soon. I love the army split here for ShowTime. The High Templar are a little clumped, though. He's going to have to put those High Templar into his separate army keys. You can tell he still had them on a single spellcaster control group, but now he's forced into a more messy micro situation, and it's adapting to these situations where, because Solar's slow pushing, it's giving ShowTime time to reorganize his army. ShowTime is one of the few pro gamers who uses the core. He's basically the opposite of Hero. Hero barely uses hotkeys. ShowTime uses like 10 army hotkeys. And oh my lord, if you give him time to set up a fight, he will absolutely mince you. Solar pushing slowly in there. And a slow push with lurkers is a push that gives Protoss time to set up the perfect fight. And that is why it's a 3,200 resource lost difference. It's why I often prefer the way someone like Dark or Rogue, they will kind of be defensive with the lurkers and almost bait the Protoss into getting on the map, and then you'll see 15 lurkers run around from the shadows and get in on top of the base. But I think slow pushing a single angle like it's like a range lib or a siege tank push, I don't think it's the play. And this just reinforces something I've been saying about Solar for a while, is he's an excellent mid-game player, but his late-game PvZ, it's just not as practiced as some of these other top Zergs. He's pretty good at it, but pretty good doesn't cut it in 2025. ShowTime practices against several all the time, both on the ladder and in tournaments. And you've got to practice, play really, really well to get on that level. Nice storms. Lurker does get some good damage, but the Queen's getting picked off. Little counterattack there. I don't know if that's enough to even overwhelm a full Zealot warp in, though. It's a few Roaches, Hydras, and Zerglings. I mean, those Zealots are already warped in a bit of a bad angle. Obviously, he's going to have to send some units back. Will ShowTime. Of course, he could always warp in a High Templar, and Energy Recharger is an option, but it looks like he already used that Energy Recharge elsewhere. At the same time, Soul's going to run in the front. Oh, his army's getting jumped on by the Corruptors. Storms are pretty good on the ground army. The High Templar getting jumped on a little bit, but a lot of Corruptors do go down, and I think he only got one Tempest, right? Not even one! Loses only one Corruptor, so it's arguably not too bad, but these Corruptors are all bruised now. They're not going to be as effective for the next few minutes of this game. Fourth Nexus is up. He's got cannons on the fourth, on the third. I would like to see a few more cannons on ShowTime's natural. I do think his natural is his big weak point right now as he goes for second and third Robo. Now, you might be wondering, why is he getting 3 Robos? The reason is production flexibility. Remember, Robos only cost 150 minerals and 100 gas. They're very cheap. But the problem is his army doesn't have a lot of anti-Ultra. If Ultras jump on top of this, you've only got 1 or 2 Immortals, 1 or 2 Archons. They can kill all your High Templar, and then the Corruptors can fly in and kill all of the Tempests. But if you have like enough Immortals to deal with that, and they're also very good versus Lurkers as well, you can always adapt. So as long as he keeps scouting the Zerg army, he just wants to have the late game production flexibility to very quickly chrono out 6 or 7 Immortals if he needs to counter an Ultralisk swap from the Zerg. So, and that's ShowTime in a nutshell, right? He's not just looking to win the game now, he's looking to make sure he can't lose the game because he has confidence in that late game. He just wants to make sure he's got all of those pieces. Mothership's coming out, 2 more Immortals as well, +3 attack on the way, +2 Flyer coming in for the Zerg. Zealots there as well. Queens and Hydras having a good time. And, oh, Lurkers down the bottom doing well. Tempest, oh my gosh! Oh! Oh, big Corruptors sniping, but they are taking big Archon Storm hits. Is it enough? I mean, he's getting a lot of Tempest. Dude, Solar. Solar with a big dive. There's not enough Archons in here. Only 2 Archons. The Lurkers jumping on top as well. The Tempest just got cleansed. And that is a very delicious move. You know Solar's going to unzip right now. Solar is going to unzip his fly. He should be doing it across a lot of buildings here because there's nothing that shoots up. Mothership's about to pop out into the clutches. Cancel the Mothership, cancel. Okay, cancels the Mothership just before she pops out. Good choice by ShowTime, as she would have been instantly killed by those Corruptors. Stalkers do warp in the main, and a bunch of these Corruptors should be going down. Would have loved to see Solar take out some of the other buildings there as well, but nonetheless, gets a Nexus, gets the Tempest, and Solar's right back into this game. ShowTime does have a habit of this. He's so defensive. Sometimes he gets caught out in these fights after winning for most of the game. Now he's back to a ground army. And the problem for Solar is he doesn't have a great Aspire, so he needs to buy himself a few minutes so he can turn these into Broodlords. Or at least some of them into Broodlords, as his ground army supply is lower. More Spores and Spines would really help Solar here. He's got to be careful not to get these Lurkers broadsided. Like, if they get caught out on a spread out line and the opponent kind of catches them, it really is a very brutal situation, and that's ShowTime's kind of thinking about going for a Priest Bed into engage. Not quite brave enough. Left side Stalkers are going to poke in against the Ling Hydra with good micro. ShowTime can trade okay. Hydraling, though, kind of the best Zerg mid-game army to deal with Stalkers, and they will back away. +3 attack is done for Protoss. He's adding Plasma Shields. He only has +1 air weapons, but Zerg, as you can see, +2 range, no second Evo chamber. And once you get to this stage, you really want to have a second Evo. Oh, Corruptors are going to take out an Oracle and 2-3 Observers. Pretty good trade there for Solar. ShowTime, he's got to be careful. Oh, look at that split, though. He's just going to do the split ground army in 2 places. And did he just build Mama? That's right, Mama's here. Mama's here. Mama's in the house. All right, so she can maybe go around and do an offensive recall or keep her defensive to stop counterattacks and the like with her Cloaking Field and Time Warp combo. Stalker, Archon, and Immortal High Templar moving in on the north. Hydra's no match for this. These drones need to get out of here. Solar's going to try and pull Lurkers north to help. These drones very exposed. Hydra's in a good position, but oh, storms are landing. There's an observer there as well, so they get done. Corruptors do dive in. I think they just killed Mummet. No, she's somewhere else. She is alive. The Corruptors dive in. They dive out as they do force a Stalker warp in. ShowTime doesn't really want to be playing Stalkers right now, but he keeps having to warp them in just because of Solar's movement, so that's a pretty good move. One Immortal gets caught on the retreat, as does another Stalker. Check that units loss tab. 4,000 resource loss difference between the two. Solar's doing a pretty good job of keeping that very competitive. ShowTime doesn't have any bank. He's kind of lost that Protoss insurance that normally allows them to trade a little bit better. ShowTime, though, rebuilding his ground army on this side. These Hydras trickling into their doom. Not a great move for Solar. Where is the melee upgrades and the carapace upgrades? Solar's got money, but he's still trying to play this kind of like a tempo, like I want to kill you style. And I feel when you've got this much bank, I mean, you just need that second Evo. I'd like to see more Spire upgrades continuing, you know, more Evo chamber upgrades, but he's playing this kind of like it's an early Hive all-in. He's not playing with the patience that he might need. ShowTime getting some big storms there. Hydra Corruptor runs left. Hydra's going to pull back to the Lurkers. He's got to be careful. He's so easily flanked here. Great on Siege. If he can rotate around and siege from just one side, sure, you can maybe kill a base. But there, he knew that these units could have looped in around up here, caught him from behind. So a great pullback for Solar, learning his lesson from that earlier push. All right, guys, we've got 7 Broodlords here as well. Here we go. Immortal Archon Mothership trying to do their thing. Oh, my lord. Lurker Hydra Corruptor coming forward. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my lord. Dude, the Hydra Corruptor jumping on top. ShowTime losing quite a few units. If the Lurkers can get on top and get rid of this Immortal Archon, then the Corruptors will be able to take this out. Time Warp comes in, but Mama's going down. There's no way Solar was going to let her out of that. Now, these Hydras should be able to clean up this army, especially if he frenzies it. But at the same time, he's getting counterattacked. That northern army of ShowTime is getting chased by Broodlords, but I think Solar might have this. As Solar, he's cleaned up the southern army. He's going to have to just run drones away. Broodlords, though, will kill a lot of these valuable units. How many drones is he actually going to lose? Lurkers in the south don't have a lot of support left. But, I mean, if he gets an Overseer down here, his Corruptors could kill every single Observer. That's what he's missing right now. He's trying to make more Overseers, doesn't have them with an immediate rebuild on the base in the north. Dude, Solar's doing so good. Solar removes ShowTime's 5th base. ShowTime's trying to build a new one on the gold. He's trying to clear those rocks with the Immortals. Remember, these are conjoined debris. So you kill one, they all go down. Broodlord's chasing to the top left. More Tempest coming in. I think this is a good counter Broodlords. You don't want any more than this. Obviously, they're going to get countered. Corruptors catching Tempest as they spawn right now. Lurkers get on top of this base. Dude, he's killing so much. ShowTime's in trouble. He's going to try and counterattack again. He's going to try and jump on the Broodlords, and he does catch them in the open. They're going to go down. Solar, not very good stutter step. He needs to shoot a bit more frequently than that, but he just doesn't have the support to help keep them defended. It doesn't matter, though, because this Lewis Protoss out of position. As long as he keeps going forward, he can kill everything right now. He's got Corruptors on the production. As long as he splits his Lurkers into these 3 bases, or maybe not this one. This one's well defended, actually. He's got to be careful about running into that base, but he's going to get up here on that. Oh, the drones are still long-distance mining, as are a bunch of Overlords coming in. He needs to start rallying some Lurkers at home to defend. Great storm from the high ground on those Lurkers there for ShowTime. Another Tempest goes down to the Corruptors right now. This game's getting absolutely messy. The army supply in favor of Solar by about 25 to 30. He's got to get these Lurkers behind the wall. It's kind of, they're a bit exposed. If you can get them behind the Rotoran and Evo, get a few more Hydras and Lurkers behind them, he might be able to defend this. But it's a very scary moment right now, and you can see these Lurkers are rallying through the army. Solar, oh, with a bit of a mistake as ShowTime goes south. These Hydras move commanding into the army as well. Oh, Solar blundering a little bit under the pressure. It's very hard when the opponent's up in between your production, so he unzips his fly and pees on those Robos, which is a great move. These Lurkers, if they could get on this base, that would kill ShowTime's income. But ShowTime does big damage, way more than I expected against Solar's army. 5,000 resource lost in the difference. Solar's still up 10 to 15 army supply. The game is still very close. He's got to get the production. The production in the tech is everything. You kill the production in the tech, or you kill all the economy. Either one will be great. I love that Lurker trying to go in on that left side. Storms do take it down. but now his army's not very well supported, and there's like 5 observers coming in, storms all over those lurkers from the north. ShowTime sacrifices the High Templar to storm the lurkers to Kingdom Come. As long as he can shoot down these lurkers before the observers die, there's still one left. One more storm might kill it. No, it won't. It's on 100 hit points. It does only 80 damage a storm, so that one lurker does survive, but still a great trade there for ShowTime. Those lurkers needed to push in and kill this main. If they pushed in and killed this main earlier, I think it would have been impossible to break them, because you would have been pushing up a ramp into them, but instead, he gets sandwiched from both sides, gets stormed to death. A lot of probes rebuilding in that top left. A few lings going there, could potentially end the game. This lurker does get on this base, which is really nice. It's ShowTime's only mining base right now. You can see Solar's income way ahead. These Corruptors still marauding around, looking for another target for their urine, their caustic spray. Abatha, the sort of psychopath who said, urine's not damaging enough. We're going to make it caustic. We're going to make it burn down the friggin' toilet bowl. Hydras go forward, do catch a High Templar, but they have to pull back. Lurkers are there. Dude, is he on hold fire? You do not want these lurkers on hold fire. There we go. He's told him to start shooting again. This game's way too messy right now, way too stressful. Where's the observer? Oh, he doesn't have it. It's Revelation. It's Revelation, and the lurkers are unsupported. A massive hold. ShowTime. He had a whole bunch of immortals. Remember, he pulled those back from his push on the other side of the map. He never lost those. Solar attacking into this was a bit of a mistake. The lurkers, he didn't have the numbers or the supply. The Corruptors are going to try and do once again another PP. It's going to be effective. It will take out the top left base. But Solar, where's his income? It doesn't really exist right now. He's got half the base mining on that right side. He's trying to take the bottom right, but he's only just started rebuilding it. He does take down the Nexus. ShowTime weathering the storm right now, while obviously spamming storms all over Solar all game long. Solar, I thought he brought this game back, man. But I think ShowTime now has a lead because ShowTime's just trading so well. You don't really have an army together. What do you got? A Hydra, 11 Zerglings, 6 Lurkers morphing. He's got a bottom right base there. He's got this base here mining, does Solar. He's got a big gas bank, so he just needs minerals. But ShowTime now has half a base, and he will get another base up there at some point. It's the army is the issue. 70 army supply to 50, and Solar losing those lurkers was a real problem. He's got a lurkers coming up here, but oh no, he runs into the army, gets revelated, and that Oracle is all the detection you need. Those Immortals and Zealots are going to cause big problems for those lurkers. Transfusers trying to go down. They keep the lurkers alive for an extra second. There's just not enough army here. A handful more Hydras or something could have really helped. The lurkers are spreading out, so at least Revelation doesn't see the final one. But a new Revelation comes in from a screen away and reveals those lurkers. Corruptors P down another Nexus. It is going to be a Pyrrhic victory for those Corruptors, as Solar is going to get overwhelmed. Wow, what a crazy kind of game this was. A really good game one between ShowTime and Solar, and I thought ShowTime was ahead for a bit. Then I thought Solar just caught those Tempests the first time, started jumping on top of his army, catching him out of position a couple of times, and got himself into what I thought was a winning position. But when ShowTime counterattacked, it felt like Solar just wasn't organized enough at gathering his army, accidentally ran Lurkers and Hydras into that army out here a few times, and didn't dive into ShowTime's main early enough. I think diving into the main where all this production and tech and pylons is just such a high value location, also hard to get broken out of because there's only a little ramp up it. You have a few lurkers up here. They can't really get in, so once you've cleared out the main, it's good. And ShowTime manages to find a way to survive in a really sick base trade. GG, well played, game one. All right, guys, ShowTime with a slick little comeback is going to go for a gas first greedy opening since he's got that buffer game now. Can take a bit of a riskier start. I love this opening. Allows you to instantly get 16 workers on minerals, rally onto gas. Normally you don't pull off minerals onto gas with this build unless you're hero. There's no need to do it because you're not scouting, so you're already way faster into your gas mining than you normally would be. The hero's hero, he just does whatever he feels like. ShowTime with the more optimized version of the build. Ooh, Solar's speed mining. He actually speed mined with one of his workers there. Let's see if he does that again. One way you can check if they're speed mining is if this number keeps dipping down to 15 out of 16 or even 14 out of 16, means they're shift clicking their drones to make them mine slightly faster. You'll notice how the drones normally decelerate as they near the hatchery and they decelerate as they near the minerals. Whereas you can shift click them so they don't do that. So they actually, you know, just slightly faster. Something where Clem, Max, a couple other guys are the few players who do that pretty much every game. Most players don't do it too much. Speed mining in new development, it's always been something from the very early days of StarCraft. We knew we could do this, but it just seemed unreasonable. Players are so fast and good now that the top couple of players do it pretty consistently. Like I said, the Clems and Max Packs, the spammy players, the players who love clicking really fast. I don't know if Rainer bothers to do it. Even though he's very fast, it doesn't seem to be something that he would care as much about. Dark never bothers, has no interest in it. They don't care about a few extra minerals here or there. Stargate's going to go down. Look at that. 213 Stargate after chronoing an Adept. That's what's so beautiful about Gas First, guys. Because normally you go Gate Nexus anyway, so slowing your Gate down a few seconds does not delay the Cybercore, but it just speeds your gas up, allows you to get the Adept, the Stargate, Warp Gate, and now a second Adept. Do we double chrono? I think if he wants to, he's got the energy, but I think he's just going to chrono probes. I think we see a double chrono. Chrono there, and he's going to save. He's just going to save because he wants to chrono the Oracle and fill it with energy. I see. I see. The speed mining is 1,000,000% inconsequential in terms of actual mineral income. Well, it's not inconsequential, Brainless. If you do it perfectly for the whole early game 2 minutes, I think you can get maybe 10 minerals more. Can you imagine the advantage that gives you in a StarCraft game where you're mining like 50 to 100,000 minerals in the course of the game? Come on. You could have your first Marine 1 second earlier. It matters. But yeah, it's inconsequential for sure. Even for pro games, it's not really going to matter most of the time. Oh, can we get the creep tumor? ShowTime. No, he doesn't want to. He wasn't sure he'd get it. He doesn't want to take damage on the Adept. So he just says, keep moving, don't take unnecessary hits. It's one of those things, though, where like in StarCraft, part of getting good at the game is realizing that like little advantages do add up, right? Any single thing in isolation doesn't matter, but it's always the sum of the whole. So if you can do that without it causing any problems, any mistakes, consistently, costs you nothing because you're already a really high APM player, then it's always, it's good. It's going to be worth it. Just do it every game. It costs you nothing, right? It's just, all it took you was building a habit, which is just a bit of practice. Now this Oracle just got pushed back by 2 queens. Great defense by Solar. He only gets 1 probe, so pretty good probe micro by ShowTime. But, Oracle getting deflected is nice. Whoa, what is this? Solar! Only a single queen. He leaves his main wide open. I mean, I guess that Oracle's still kind of wounded. This is so greedy, though. Solar leaving a bit of a hole there in his defenses. He's going to go quick Evo chamber. Queen's there, and ShowTime, he's not going to risk it. He doesn't know that the spore's not done. Oracle comes on the other side, gets itself a drone. Units lost tab is going to be in favor of ShowTime, still only having lost the 1 probe. 3 more workers for Solar. Solar's up for the melee upgrade. I do like melee in general. I think it's very good. I think ShowTime does sometimes open charge, but more often it's going to do the standard 6 gate blink. Great pullback on the drones. Pulls a few too many drones away. Only needed to pull the right side, but a little bit of mining time to avoid the freeze is fine. 3 queens up north. There's 4 in this base, but this base is well defended. Zerglings run in. Did they just get another probe? No, it looks like they just maybe saw an Adept shading out. Those 4 Adepts are going to join on the front. Lings are not at home. 6 more Lings are building. Oh, there are some Lings. Okay, so he separated his packs. He's trying to catch the probe rally. I like this bit of pressure. Those Lings, though, they're either on hold position or they have a very low aggro range. And they are going to... Yeah, they have to stand like right here. Otherwise, they're not going to aggro onto them. Zerglings have very low aggro range and low vision as well. A lot of units can see quite a few spaces further than a Zergling can. But if you think about it, Zergling, you know, it's kind of low to the ground. Little hoppy boy. Oh my gosh. Oh no, queens in the main. Only 1 spore. Oh, I would have loved to see ShowTime commit a little more there. I don't know. Seeing no queen. 2 drones. It's not bad. I mean, he keeps the oracles alive, and I got to say that is usually the priority. But oh gosh. He immediately follows it up with what I could best describe as a callous YOLO. Callous for the wife of that oracle pilot. Lost her husband on a very unnecessary dive into the queens after pulling out of a better moment. But 5 drones go down. 2 oracles still alive. As long as they're on the defense, they're still going to be very effective. And it is going to be charged this time around. Lots of gateways coming. Hydras are going to be on the way for Solar. So it's Hydraling Bane up against Charge. Now, Charge Immortal can fall off really hard against Hydras, but Storm can come in really early with this style and often does, which is why Storm obviously is excellent against Hydraling. Now, the interesting thing is I said Hydraling Bane. You don't really see Banelings with this style as much anymore. The modern style is actually Hydra Zergling pure, because it's a more mobile army, and if you trust your micro like Cyril and Dark do, and Rainer as well to a certain extent, those guys basically just try to dodge storms and run in and surround your army. They just want the most glass cannon, high damage, fragile, but fast-moving army that can just jump on top and kill the Protoss stuff before their stuff gets killed. Going for Banelings is a more classic choice for Solar. It allows you to have the Boomy Boys. But the Boomy Boys have been nerfed many times. They no longer get 5 hit points with centrifugal hooks. They've been nerfed steadily on their damage, especially versus non-armored units. Or non-light units, so versus the non-light units. The units, they don't get bonus damage. They used to do 20 damage. It's down to, I think, 16 now? 16 or 17 or something like that. It's way lower than it once was. And, you know, they don't have the extra hit points as well. They've always been a suicide unit that's not the most efficient long-term, so you really need the right engagement. And there's a period in the mid-game where they excel, and then they fall off a cliff. Zealot Archon, it's a light pressure. It doesn't do too much. Solar's on 76 drones. He's still making Zealots. High Templar gathering energy behind it, though. This is not a big commitment for Showtime. He's not bringing High Templar. He's only got the mobile units. He feels he can pick up the Archons and just run the Zealots away if he needs to get out of dodge. Oracle on the north trying to defend the fourth. Cannon will get defended by the Oracle Stasis for a moment. Cannon does end up getting killed. Here we go. Goes for a Prism drop through the middle. A little dangerous, but the Observer sees those Hydras coming forwards. The High Templar moving north. 7 High Templar, my lord. Storms for days, ladies and gentlemen. Not a lot of ranged units in Showtime's army, but does he really need it? Banelings are going to be morphing on the front. Looks like the Observer just got shot down there, guys. Prism on the south going in could buy Showtime time, and that's all he needs. More time for Storms, more time to get up Immortals, Storms, Zealots, Archons, all these units. And if the Zealots are counterattacking, they're generally going to be more effective than engaging head-on, because those Banelings will smash them if they fight head-on. War Prism's going to go for the counter drop, but it's a little bit late to start. Great Storms there. Lots of Banelings going down. The Hydras don't have movement speed yet. Attacking just before Muscular Augments. Slight mistiming on the attack there for Solar. Tries to come in from 2 sides, but he is getting stormed down with a big Zealot warp in and one more Storm on those Hydras. Not to mention a Zealot drop on the other side, which does fly into a Spore and 7 Queens. So the Queens will take that out. Great catch for Solar, but his attack was not a good attack. It did not work out. And these Hydra timings on this recent patch, especially with energy recharge, Storms coming in earlier and earlier, I feel like this sort of attack is most effective against a Blink build that commits to heavy pressure. Against these Zealot builds, I feel like it's been a while since I've seen anyone find the win with one of these timing attacks against a Zealot into Storm opening. Banelings trying to roll forward, the Hydra's getting overwhelmed, and Showtime with an easy map 2 after a hard-fought map 1. Gets the 2-0 and goes to the grand finals. GG, well played.